First saw the Charger redesign, I have to admit, in my opinion, the Charger has never looked better. So for 2016, besides the return of the color called Plum Crazy Purple and some new package options, not much has changed. But right now, that's a good thing, because today, courtesy of Stettler Dodge in York, PA, I had with me an awesome 2016 Charger Scat Pack. So let's drive.
What's up, you guys? Gold Pony here. Today in the 2016 Dodge Charger Scat Pack. Hey, this is a freaking exciting car right here. Alright, so to start, pricing for the Charger Scat Pack is going to start at $39,995. And this one is going to be powered by a 6.4 liter V8, putting out 485 horsepower, 475 pound-feet of torque, sent to the rear wheels through an 8-speed torque flight automatic transmission. Although I will say all-wheel drive is available for this one. Of course, with this automatic, I do also have paddle shifters, which I will be testing out in a little bit. The 0 to 60 time is going to come in a low 4-second range. I gotta say, when I first started this one up, I do like that the gauges are slightly different from the Challenger. As I reviewed the Challenger, I like those gauges. I do like these as well. There's a black and red display setup, definitely looks good, and actually I think I might even prefer these. There's the digital speed in the center. I'll definitely get more into the gauges a little later, but also another thing right now, I have this heated steering wheel on because it's about 40 degrees right now. It's freaking cold. It is definitely doing the trick. Whew. Good brakes. So yeah, this thing stops on a dime, and that's due to the Brembo 4-piston high performance brakes. And also they do come with red brake calipers, which is looking awesome right now with the red exterior I have on this one as well. But while I'm on performance, this one does come with an SRT tuned Bilstein 3-mode high performance suspension as well, which is definitely going to help out with handling. Now, another thing I always like to check on cars is the visibility, but with this being a 4-door, there's absolutely no issues with this. I can see perfectly fine out my rear view mirror as well as my side mirrors. Also, another thing as far as visibility goes, I love all the hood accents. You could definitely see the hood in front of you, and I actually like that here. As far as the steering wheel goes, the grips are a lot thicker than most cars I review, which I like. It definitely gives you a feeling of better control over the car when you're driving it. Also, before I took off there, it is tilt and telescoping as well, which is definitely nice. Helps you find that perfect driving position, so you, of course, can feel more comfortable in your drive. But another thing I am loving about this one is all the soft touch finishes. Top of the dash is soft touch leather. It definitely feels nice. And the seats as well are a leather Alcantara finish, which definitely helps hold you in place around the turns as well. But now I haven't done it yet, let me do a quick little acceleration test. We will see how quickly this thing can get up to speed, although we already know it's going to be freaking fast. Here we go. Holy crap. Wow. This car is a heck of a lot of fun. Alright, now I'm going to put it in paddle shift mode here. I want to see how quickly the paddle shifters are going to react for me. Alright, so they're not that bad. They definitely react quick. I have no problems with the paddle shifters. Another thing, guys, I haven't mentioned yet, the sound on the Charger Scat Pack is insane. Here it is. Alright, you guys, and that is it for the test drive portion of this review. Let's check out the exterior now.
So to start, the Charger I have today is finished in the color called Red Line Red, but to start up front, the Charger RT Scat Pack distinguishes itself from other trim levels with a unique front bumper and of course the Scat Pack badging near the driver's side headlight. By the way, those headlights are bifunctional halogen projector headlamps with LED daytime running lights as well. Then I also like the attention to detail that Dodge put into these lights, as they also had added the Dodge insignia within the lighting as well. But just below all this, there's also projector LED fog lamps, and then heading around to the side, starting with the wheels, they're going to come sized up at 20 by 9 inches, wrapped in all-season performance tires. And of course, there was additional badging on the front fenders with sculpted lines that ran across both the front and rear doors. Then swinging around to the back, there was functional air ventilation just behind the rear wheels, but then the aerodynamics continued with the added rear spoiler, which comes standard on the Scat Pack and definitely tied in with the rest of the car well. And just below all that was that brutal sounding exhaust, which was a dual exhaust setup finished with chrome tips, but also Also, while I'm back here, I popped up in the trunk to check out the cargo capacity, which comes in at 16.3 cubic feet. And if for some reason you did need a little extra space, those back seats did fold down, creating a pass-through and definitely a good bit extra room. But let me go back to that massive speaker you may have seen there. And so, while typically the sound system for the Charger Scat Pack comes with 6 speakers and a 276 watt amp, on this particular car there was the optional Beats premium sound system with a 552 watt amplifier and plenty of Beats speakers, including that subwoofer you're seeing here. Now let's head on to the back seats. And so what you're looking at here is 40.1 inches of rear legroom, which is actually a good bit. For reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall and I was definitely able to fit comfortably here. While I'm back here, I will say typically the seating will come finished in cloth. However, since today's Charger had the optional Alcantara leather combo, I was also looking at heated rear seats because of that package, which is definitely a good deal for those rear passengers. Then also I folded down the rear armrest and found a couple cup holders tucked away with some storage capabilities within the armrest, which is kind of nice. And then heading up front, and because I haven't mentioned it yet, those front seats did come with the Scat Pack emblem etched into the backrests. And again, thanks to the optional Alcantara leather combo, these seats were power adjustable with 4-way lumbar support and also ventilated up here as well. But now for the fun part, there's actually 2 ways to start up the Scat Pack. The first being to simply put your foot on the brake and press the engine start button. But then the second way is to simply take the key out of your pocket and press the remote start button twice, which of course allows you to turn on the car before actually getting into it. Then you can also turn it back off if you wanted by pressing that same button. But anyways, once started, the gauge needles will do a full sweep and you're immediately greeted with the Scat Pack logo as well. And between those gauges, that's going to be the digital speed and a good bit of other fun info as well. So to start, the first thing I found was the oil life remaining, which is definitely an awesome feature because the car will basically tell you when it's time to change your oil rather than you having to change it every 3,000 miles, even if it's not ready to be changed yet. Then there was also battery voltage info, tire pressure monitoring, and a good bit more, including a ton of performance info, which have the capability of tracking things like your 0 to 60 times, 0 to 100 times, quarter mile times, some braking stats, a bunch of G-force info. Then there was some lap information, and of course the top speed that you've hit in the Charger Scat Pack, which is definitely freaking awesome. So the next set of displays is the fuel economy stats, which obviously records what it says. Then there's normal trip information, which every car has. Then there's some audio information, messages if the car needs to tell you something, and lastly, screen setup options. But then for even more tech fun, just above the shifter and all those climate control settings was the 7-inch touchscreen display, where of course there's a good bit of audio settings, including the ability to pair your phone with the car to stream Pandora, and of course other media from your phone as well. Then also this is where you could activate launch control along with your personal drive mode setup. And so since this wasn't my car, I didn't do that, but you certainly can. Then of course I can't forget to mention that rear view camera, which as always leads me into safety. So to start, the Scat Pack does come standard with front, side, and side curtain airbags. Then also standard is rain brake support, ready alert braking, front and rear Brembo brakes, all speed traction control, electronic stability control, hill start assist, rear child door locks, upper tether anchorages for child seats, and more. And as far as the optional safety goes, there is a lane departure warning with lane keep assist available. But in the end, the attention to detail, I gotta say, I was definitely a fan of, with the soft touch finishes on the interior to all the aerodynamic cues on the exterior. And then of course, there's the amazing power of the Scat Pack. So when you pair all that up with the 4-door functionality, this one's definitely a winner.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay gold.